you can't come to the fight the same way every single round and expect a win. Like that ain't how it's done. Very quickly, I got away from that, right? So going into the ring with Keith, I'm already in my mind like, I gotta be ready to make adjustments. I gotta be ready to do this. I gotta be ready to do that. You know what I mean? With Keith, I said, damn, like I just got too greedy. There was moments where I was getting off on him and I could have slid out and I could have stepped to the side and let that judges see that moment and let that moment determine the entire round.
Right.
There were moments where I got too greedy. He caught me with a big shot. And that big shot overshadowed the 4, the 5, 6 punches that I landed on him. You know what I mean? So it's what they say all the time, man. Do you like quality or quantity? You know what I mean? That fight, judges apparently like quality. But that's you still ain't have enough goddamn quality for all the quantity I was bringing. You know what I mean?
It was a hell of a fight.
So yeah, it was an amazing fight.
You could have both of y'all did your thing. Yeah. You could have flipped the coin for real because he did his thing too. Yeah. But I would have been easier. I
tell people all the time, if you want me to show you God is real, I'll do it with no problem. That fight, and had I won that fight, my trajectory would have taken me away from Errol Spence Jr. Y'all might have never got that Errol Spence Jr. fight. That fight.
Why you say that?
Well, because it was taking me away. The trajectory for Keith, for an example, Keith, had he not gotten injured, he would have went on to beat Danny, which is what he did, and he would have been in line for a Mayweather fight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Though he was in line for Mayweather, he would have been in line at that point in time for a Manny Pacquiao fight. You know, he would have been in line for there were some bigger names opposed to a Errol Spence. So losing to Keith, it was kind of like, you know, you don't go so far down, but you just got this process to rebuild. I ended up getting in the ring with Adrian Bronner after that.
I was at that fight.
Was that before?
No, that was before.
That was I got AB before. It was AB right before.
AB at the MGM.
Yeah.
I was at that fight.
It was AB right before. You know what I mean? But it just the way my career ended up going, it would not have gone the way that it went had I not lost to Keith.
Well, they can definitely say, bro, you fought everybody. I don't think you can put Shawn Porter and ran from people in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Your whole career. Because you done got in there with AB, with the Paulies, with the Kells, with the Terrence Crawfords, with the Earl Spencer.
And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, like I'll clear it up again. I'm not saying that God did not want me to win that fight. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm not saying that God chose me to lose that fight. I'm not saying that. But if you do believe in God and you lose that fight, a lot of other people don't come back from that. You know what I mean?
That was my next question. How do you bounce back mentally? Because I know a lot of fighters, once they get that loss, they be like, dang, I ain't like Floyd now. How am I going to stay undefeated?
You got to believe.
So how do you bounce back mentally?
Right?
Because I know you want to go undefeated. That's what you do it for. So when you get that hell, how do you recondition yourself?
You got to believe in who God created you to be. You know what I mean? You got to go back to the drawing board, as we all say. Do you actually go back to the drawing board?
Right.
Do you go back and say, all right, Lord, we dropped that one. What are we going to do now? You know, what's the next step? You know, and that's exactly what I did. And it was like between that and the process that AH and my dad wanted me to go through, this is the next fight. And then we'll build him back up and we'll get him back where we need him to be.